Guys, first of all, unbelievable job by our defense. We talked about being able to finish games. They carried the way. They carried the torch today. To be able to get 4 turnovers, a couple of those ended up, they scored on one, and then we turned 2 of those into touchdowns from an offensive perspective. I was just so pleased with them. I thought Chris Shule and the defensive staff put together an outstanding plan, and really everybody on the defensive side had major contributions. But, for Jalen McCullough to get 2 picks, for Jacoby Durant to force a fumble that leads to the Cam Curl touchdown and then also make a pick of his own. I thought we were rushing well. I thought we did, really defense carried the way. And, really proud of those guys. Offensively, made enough plays, but there's a lot of things that we can clean up. A lot of, mentals, a lot of mistakes on, things that, we expected from these guys. But I'm proud of the group to be able to get the result that we wanted. And we've got an unbelievable challenge coming in here on Thursday night. I'm sorry, I didn't catch the first part of your question.
Some changes in the personnel in the secondary the last couple of weeks. How do you think that unit really came together with so many big plays today?
I think it started against Green Bay. There was a couple plays that they made, but I thought it started against Green Bay. I think we're starting to find our identity, putting guys in the right spots, being able to take advantage of their skill sets. We got healthier, where you get some healthier bodies back on the back end. And so, we've scored 2 touchdowns in the last 2 games. We've forced some turnovers, been able to really apply a lot of pressure. I'm really pleased with the trajectory of where our defense is going right now.
How would you describe this defensive identity?
Well, I think there's multiple things that we can present. I think we've done a good job of earning some opportunities to be able to rush, and we're forcing turnovers. But I think that still is to be determined. But over the last couple weeks, I've been really pleased with them, Sarah.
Sean, what do you think's been the reason for the scoreless first quarters, including today, coming off a bye?
Execution. I think and it's all of us in it together. But there's things that we do throughout the course of the week, and you expect it to be able to translate. And unfortunately, there's just some lapses in terms of our ability to be able to translate some of the practice stuff to the game day execution, and we've got to continue to do a better job with that.
They always send extra pressure regardless of what Crosby is doing. Was that something you were referring to in terms of some of the lapses you expected?
Yeah, we were ready for that. There was, the one that they made the pick on. That was a great play by Spillane to be able to get his hands up. Matthew did a good job with the answer. I'd put that one's on me right there. But overall, there were some things that, a lot of credit to, Coach Graham and that defense. But there's some things that, collectively, it's all of us in it together. We want to see better execution and want to see better opportunities to be able to execute. So it's coaches and players alike.
Do you expect Coop?
I do. Yeah, I expect them back.
Sean, in a league that's so focused on offense to win games, what's it like to win it defensively?
No, it's great. I was really pleased with those guys. I think I want to see us continue to play quality football in all 3 phases. But you don't take for granted how hard it is to be able to get wins in this league, no matter who the opponent is. The Raiders did a great job of making it as difficult as possible, but defense certainly carried the torch today. I was really pleased with them.
Coach, up until this point, the back end has been much maligned. What does it do for the psyche of the secondary and the defense overall with the performance like today?
Yeah, I don't think those guys really listen to that. And I think, there's, as the season goes, you got to say, all right, where am I? What's the ability to be able to handle the moments? And I think our guys understand they've played quality football over the last few weeks, and they know that. I don't think they're too worried about the narratives. Aubrey Pleasant does a great job leading those guys on the back end. And I think it's shown with the way that they've played, the way they've approached practice. And then ultimately it did translate in a big way to the game today.
So we're talking about the big the backfield, defensive backfield. The play of Quentin Lake really stood out.
Yeah, he was awesome. He was all over the place. His communication, his ownership, his command. What a big-time play he made on Bowers down in the tight red area on the 4-yard line on 3rd down to force it to a 4th down. Then they end up jumping off sides, and they decide to kick the field goal. So defense made stop after stop, and Quentin Lake was certainly one of the guys leading the way today. Really happy for Q.
Coach, you talked about the defense playing as well, but you do have a great defense coming in Minnesota Thursday night, blitz-happy team. Tutu Atwell seems to be kind of really relaxed now as a pro, falling to his own. What are some of the plans to get him more involved to go against that blitz Thursday night?
Yeah, I don't know yet, but I do know that he's done a good job. We had a chance to be able to end the game, on the little screen that we threw to him. We got to be able to finish some of those blocks and shouldn't have had to put our defense back out on the field. Tutu's done some really nice things, but I'm looking forward to seeing all of us, continue to do a better job, particularly on the offensive side.
Sean, obviously the injuries, that's the main caveat for the start to your season on offense, but are you concerned about the execution level this far in? Every week it seems, you're kind of standing up there talking about things that are mistakes that are made, execution.
Yeah, I think, it's a fair question, and ultimately we're all in this together. We have to do a better job, and I'm not going to make any excuses about that.
Coach, short week. Is there a different process going through this game, looking ahead, knowing what we have to do, and you don't want to have, different situations? You want to be as prepared as possible?
Yeah, everything's accelerated. Our players are starting their recovery process, that typically occurs. There's always a little bit of that after the games, but this is like Monday. So everything is accelerated when you're talking about taking basically what's normally 7 days into 4 days. We have to do a good job.
About the game itself, though, within the game, are you thinking ahead a little bit? Like, I don't want to do this because it might affect Thursday night, that kind of a thing?
No, nothing like that. You have to be in the moment, so we've got to be able to handle our business. I think the football gods would frown on that.
Last one, guys. How close was Cooper to going today, and what was the...
It was close, but ultimately, you guys heard me talk about it throughout the course of the week. It was about return to performance, not necessarily return to play, and hopefully Thursday will represent that for us. Okay? Thanks, guys. Leave this up here for me, or?
Matthew, how big was of a momentum swing was Kobe Durant's forced fumble?
Yeah, our defense played unbelievable today. Obviously forcing a bunch of turnovers, getting after the quarterback, big stops. It was amazing. That play was awesome to see. I kind of had a sweet view of it from the sideline. The guard and the tackle split, and saw the back stepped up for somebody else, so I knew we had a chance. And, for him to get that up off of the quarterback and have, Cam Curl scoop and score was amazing. Our guys played really, really well. Made some great plays in the secondary all day long, and, it was, gave us a bunch of momentum a bunch of different times, which is what we needed, so it was great.
Matthew, Tyler was able to step up there and make a couple plays for you.
Mm-hmm.
Just can you talk about his performance?
Yeah, he did great. Obviously a big third down conversion. He had a shallow like that in Detroit that he turned into 60. So he's deadly on those right now. But was happy for him, happy for his success, stepping in there, getting a chance, and making the most of it. He had a great week of practice, and I think it showed up on game day today.
Matthew, it was a tough day for quarterbacks all around the league today, and I wonder, this time of year, do you typically see offenses sort of getting ahead of the defense, like defense starts out?
Well, we all called each other and told ourselves we were going to suck it up today, but glad somebody noticed. It's any given week in this league. It really is, and defenses, they're paid to stop us as well. They're doing a nice job in some instances. I haven't checked the stats all the way around. I know that I left some plays out there for sure. A couple out routes to my left that I want back. But, for the most part, just doing anything I can to try to help us win. And today, that wasn't, launching it over the top and doing a bunch of play actions and throwing it down the field. It was trying to manage, what we were getting up front and, try to do my best to help us win.
Yeah, Matthew, expand on that a little bit. Some of the pressure they were bringing, and then you were throwing underneath a lot, and there's screens and end-arounds and stuff. But was that as a reaction to what pressure you knew that they were going to come in and try to attack you?
Yeah, I felt like they're an aggressive defense. I got a lot of respect for their defensive coordinator. He's done it for a while, and he's always really well thought out. We had some opportunities early, to turn some of those shorter ones into bigger gains. Didn't happen. Guys made some nice tackles in the secondary. One of those early third downs, I got hit right as I threw it, trying to throw one to Tyler. They busted on that and didn't have anybody on them. I felt it just a little bit too late. They did a nice job of getting home. So, it was a combination of the both. But they were definitely playing an aggressive style defense today. So I was trying to counteract it by getting the ball in space to our guys and letting them do their thing.
Speaking of aggressive defenses, Vikings come in Thursday night, #1 blitz win rate in the last 2 years in the league. Any thought process to how you guys want to attack that, and what can you take from today and move that 4 days?
Yeah, obviously got to look at the tape, got to study those guys a little bit. A lot of respect for, B-Flow too. He's a heck of a coordinator. So, we'll have our work cut out for us. I'm sure they do a great job, not only in scheme, but with their personnel. And from what I've seen from afar, like you said, very aggressive defense, and something that you got to prepare for. And we'll have, just a few days to get that done.
Yeah, Matthew, the last few games, you guys have gotten off to kind of a slow start. What can you guys do to make sure you jump ahead, especially in the first quarter, you guys get a good start?
Yeah, I think just trying to feel out the defense sometimes and figure out, hey, what are we getting a little bit today? Today was a little bit different than maybe what you thought early on, but I thought we did a really nice job of, kind of weathering that storm early on. And, a couple missed opportunities on third down early that could have moved the chains. It's really just executing like it always is, right? Doesn't matter what time of the game it is to score points and move the ball in this league. You got to execute.
Sean has brought that point up repeatedly through the start. Is obviously injuries and replacements and reshuffling is a huge caveat there. But what's your level of concern about the ability of this offense to execute, to correct those little mistakes?
No, I got a ton of confidence in our guys. We have some moving parts as all teams do in the NFL right now, but. I got a lot of trust in our coaching staff and a lot of trust in the guys out there to go out there and execute.
Matthew, you took a couple of tough shots there tonight. I mean, your toughness was on display like it has been throughout the course of your career. Weather's getting a little bit colder. Injuries, start to happen around the later part of the season. How do you deal with this physically throughout the season, and how are you doing?
Well, I feel pretty good. It's a quick turnaround, coming back for a Thursday game. Done it quite a few times in my career, so kind of feel like I know what's going, what to expect. Everybody's not going to be feeling very good on Thursday, so we just got to go put the ball down and fight through that. So doesn't matter what the game before felt like, looked like. Luckily, I'm walking out of this one feeling pretty good, so that's a nice start to the week.
Do you do anything different?
Your reaction to having Cooper Kupp back for Thursday night's game, Sean just told us.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited for him. I'm excited for him. He loves football. He's missing being out there. So I'm excited for him, excited for our offense, our team. He's a great player, and those guys are tough to come by. So when you can get them back, it's always a great thing. I think it's great for that room too. I mean, just having his presence around. Guys love being around him and working with him.
When did you find out he wasn't going to play?
I don't know. I kind of had an idea. I've talked with Coop all the time, and just kind of talking with him. I'm not sure. I mean, he worked it out this morning, I think, before the game. I think that's kind of when they made their decision.
Talking earlier this week about last season's turnaround, you said, coming out of the bye, you guys didn't necessarily have a great performance, but beat Seattle. Mm-hmm. Does this feel like a step toward that, repeating that kind of turnaround? Well,
I mean, we're in no position to be, choosy when it comes to wins right now. So we'll take them any way we can get them. It was a grimy, gritty one today. Our defense played great. Guys up front did a nice job, ran the ball, obviously efficiently and effectively down there in the red zone, which is great. It's too early to tell. I think we got to look at what we did well in this game, continue to do that, find the areas where we can improve, and do it in a heartart because we'll be back out here on Thursday.
Do you prep differently in any way, knowing there's a quick turnaround coming up?
Absolutely. In our world, what is it, Wednesday right now? It's a quick turnaround for us, not only mentally but physically. Yeah, it's going to be a different prep week. We have some young guys that probably haven't been through it, but a lot of guys have, considering I think the NFL makes everybody play a Thursday game. Is that right? Yep. Guys that have been in the league for at least 1 year, they know what to expect and how to get themselves both mentally and physically ready.
But leading into the game itself, do you do anything different into this game, like knowing that there's one coming up?
Not really. Okay. You can't look that far ahead. Right. In a NFL season, you got to put everything you got into winning each game. So, all right.
Thanks.
Thank you.